The following morning, he stepped outside expecting nothing more than another day on the road. Instead, he found the crowd waiting for him. People were staring, watching, and whispering amongst themselves. Then the questions began. Had he come from a flying saucer? Bailey was stunned. Imagine the scene. It's 1951. You're a black man traveling through unfamiliar territory, and the crowd of strangers has gathered around you, asking whether you've arrived from a flying saucer. Bailey repeatedly denied it. He showed identification. He explained who he was, yet some members of the crowd remained unconvinced. According to Bailey, one man even asked him to remove his shoes to prove he was human. Whether the request was made jokingly or seriously, the experience left an impression on him. Something unusual had happened in the area, and somehow people seemed to think he was connected to it. Despite the bizarre events of the previous day, Bailey continued on with his life. For a time, things appeared normal. His advertising business grew. He became well known for promoting products and events with his rolling wheel. In 1952, he was drafted into the military service. Yet, according to Bailey, he was never quite the same after the encounter. His energy declined and he experienced recurring stomach pains. Illnesses seemed to follow him. By the late 1950s, the physically demanding advertising tours he once loved had become increasingly difficult. The man who had once traveled mile after mile behind his wheel found himself struggling simply to stay healthy. Then came a discovery that would haunt him for the rest of his life. In 1963, Bailey underwent medical treatment for gallbladder problems. During surgery, doctors reportedly noticed something unusual. According to Bailey's account, portions of his intestines appeared far older than they should have been for a man of only 35 years of age. The finding puzzled physicians. Bailey was neither a heavy drinker nor a drug user. He had lived a relatively disciplined lifestyle, yet no clear explanation was offered. The diagnosis simply remained uncertain. For Bailey, the conclusion seemed obvious. His thoughts immediately returned to that strange day in Illinois, and to the illness he increasingly believed had begun there. He eventually gave the condition a name of its own: flying saucer disease. So throughout the 1960s and early 1970s, Bailey searched for answers. He spoke with the reporters and he contacted researchers as well. He told anyone willing to listen about the strange encounter and the mysterious health problems that had followed him. Most people dismissed him. Others outright mocked him. Some simply grew tired of hearing about it. Years later, Bailey would suggest that the ridicule from friends hurt more than the illness itself. The physical pain was one thing, being ignored was another. So then, in 1975, Bailey decided to make one final attempt. By this point, he had become Reverend Harrison E. Bailey. He placed a small advertisement in the Los Angeles Times asking anyone with information regarding his condition, what he had termed his flying saucer disease, to contact him. The ad actually caught some attention. Not long afterward, Bailey appeared on a local California television program known as Mickey and Teddy. Unfortunately, recordings of the episode appear to have been lost. No known footage has surfaced. Yet the appearance succeeded in accomplishing something Bailey had been trying to do for many years. People finally listened. Among those who heard his story was a UFO researcher named Ann Druffel. Unlike many reporters Bailey had encountered over the years, Druffel took the case seriously enough to investigate it. She was affiliated with both MUFON and the Center for UFO Studies, organizations dedicated to examining UFO reports with greater rigor than was common in the popular press. By then, nearly a quarter century had passed since Bailey's encounter. Yet, the questions that haunted him in 1951 remained unanswered. For the first time in nearly 25 years, Harrison Bailey found someone willing to look beyond the headlines and ask a simple question. What really happened in the woods outside Orland Park in 1951? A few things that are really important I need to leave you guys with before I let you go. Harrison Bailey, after meeting Ann Druffel, was telling her that he would get visits from time to time from some beings in the middle of the night. Ann and investigators decided to help him take the fight to them by gifting him a camera so he could take a picture of them. On one of these nights, Harrison had his camera ready, and he did in fact claim he took pictures of them. When the film was developed, the resulting images didn't show clear anatomical, biological aliens standing in a bedroom. Instead, they depicted strange, glowing shapes, anomalous light streaks, and wispy, luminous forms, often described in UFO literature as ectoplasmic or light entities, rather than solid physical beings. The original prints and negative streams were maintained within the private investigative files of Ann Druffel and the Center for UFO Studies. While select frames were reproduced in vintage paranormal periodicals like Fate magazine during the late 1970s to illustrate his multi-part case file, they are not part of standard public domain galleries and remain primarily in specialized historical UFO research archives and out-of-print literature. If anyone has information, I'm all eyes and ears. There's also another subject I'd like to briefly cover, and that's the matter of his intestines. He lived with inner organs 2 to 3 times that of his biological age, at the very least from the time he turned 35. Harrison Bailey, may the powers that be rest his soul, passed in November 23, 2012. He was given his diagnosis in 1963, which means he survived almost 50 years that way. The guy was a menace. And now I leave you with a quote from Ann Druffel herself, the investigator.
I've come to the conclusion that these things that affect people and assumedly abduct them are not from extraterrestrial spacecraft, that they are some kind of other phenomena. In every culture down through the ages, there have been abducting creatures, like the Celtic brownies and fairies and the jinn of the Muslims. They all behave about the same, even though they have different clothing and some other differences according to the culture of the people they interact with. They are thought to be part of a third order of creation that lies hidden in our world.
So, if you enjoyed the video, support the channel by hitting that like, share, follow, subscribe, notification bell, whatever you gotta do. And I'll be honest, I'm kind of raring to go for the next case. We'll see what gets delivered up next from the primordial field.